she was pregnant and she was going to be induced that day, and you decided to put your hands on her. I don't understand. How is she getting in your head that you would be hitting a pregnant woman who's about to deliver your child? And she had bruising and swelling to the eye, along with busted vessels in her eye. That's what you did. I used to do CPS cases, and parents would tell me I will walk through fire for my children.
Yes, ma'am.
They would say that because they knew nobody had a fire for them to walk through. Court is finding you guilty.
All right, everyone. Today, we're looking at an extremely intense and serious court hearing where the defendant appears after being found guilty of abusing and beating his pregnant girlfriend, giving off nothing but deadbeat energy throughout, and the judge does not hold back at all, delivering a brutal verbal dressing down before handing down a very severe sentence at the end. So let me know what you think about this hearing in the comments. And if you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. And now let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Assault of a pregnant person, that's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. I'm looking at this plea bargain agreement, and there's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Stephanie Ortiz.
That's her by her request, Judge.
I'm not following. I'm not going to follow that.
Even though that's her request.
No, I mean, no, even though it's a request, according to what I'm about to receive, he is a person who is hitting on, not in a loving manner, a pregnant person. I mean, was she pregnant at the time?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if, you know.
She's requesting, and I'm sorry, Judge, may I speak?
Sure.
She's requesting it for her convenience. They've been doing custody exchanges for the last almost a year through a third-party person, and it's her request. She reached out to me, filled out an affidavit of non-prosecution, and requested that. So
I'm not following that. So if you all want to withdraw your plea now, you can, but I am not doing a no harmful or injurious contact for somebody who's accused, and I haven't read the steps yet, who's accused of hitting a pregnant person.
that's fine, Judge. They're no longer in a relationship. The only relationship is for the benefit of their children. He has no interest in communicating with her beyond that.
All right, so I'm not going to follow that. So y'all have a choice. Either you can go to jury trial, or either you all can change that part of your plea bargain agreement.
We're proceeding with the no contact, Judge.
All right, if you all want to change that. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we would just request that you follow the agreement between the state and defense. Mr. Casillas is wanting to move forward in a direction that's appropriate for his children. He understands what went wrong, and he wants to take full responsibility for that. And he has had no issues since the arrest on this date, and they have been successfully co-parenting since that time. There was a CPS case, Judge, that was closed out for no finding.
All right, how old are you?
21, Your Honor.
How many children do you have?
2, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
1 year and 6 months.
1 year and what?
1 year and 6 months.
Are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
I work at Amazon at facility warehouse.
All right, so why do you keep hitting on Stephanie Ortiz? At one point, I'm assuming you loved her because you have children with her.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why do you keep hitting on her?
It was just me not being in the right state of mind, me letting my feelings get to myself and not just thinking right and thinking straight.
That makes no sense to me.
Your Honor, it was just my fault. I let my feelings get to myself, let her get in my head and
Let what?
let her get in my head, and I just reacted in a wrongful way.
No, but I mean, you're up here hitting someone. Honestly, I don't even know why I should follow this plea, but your attorney is telling me that she's filed a affidavit of non-prosecution. But according to this, she was pregnant and she was going to be induced that day, and you decided to put your hands on her. I don't understand. How is she getting in your head that you would be hitting a pregnant woman who's about to deliver your child?
No, Your Honor, well, that day wasn't the day we were supposed to get induced. But I believe the hitting was before that. So it was just the marks that had came about.
But you still hit her while she was pregnant,
Yes.
and she was close to her due date.
This guy seriously has the nerve to correct the judge without showing even a shred of remorse for what he did. And instead of being humble or admitting he regrets abusing his girlfriend, He actually chooses to argue that she wasn't even close to her due date. Like, are you kidding me? You're literally sitting in court for abuse, and you're worried about pregnancy timing. I'm telling you, this takes some serious audacity, and it honestly gives the impression that he's just a straight-up menace of a person. So what do you guys think? Is he completely lost, or does he genuinely believe he's in the right here? Because to me, it really feels like he thinks his actions were somehow justified. You can just tell by the way he carries himself. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive back in.
Hit anyone anyway,
No, it's not your honor.
but obviously she was pregnant. And what she's saying in this documentation, I want you to tell you the reason why I'm saying no contact,
Yes, your honor.
because what she's saying in this police report is this is not the first time that you've been abusive to her. And the police took photos, and she had bruising and swelling to the eye, along with busted vessels in her eye. That's what you did. So the two children you have, is this a boy and a girl, or two boys or two girls?
Girl and
All right. So what's your daughter's name? Sarabella.
she's a year and 7 months.
All right. So she's a year and 7 months. I guarantee you she knows that you've been abusive to her mom. Do you love your daughter
I love her with all my heart.
with all your heart? Would you do anything for her?
I would, your honor.
I used to do CPS cases, and parents would tell me I will walk through fire for my children.
Yes, your honor.
They would say that because they knew nobody had a fire for them to walk through.
Mhm.
But I believe you when you say you love your daughter.
Yes, your honor.
So how would you feel if your daughter became of age and she ends up with somebody like you who hits on her? Would you be okay with that?
I'll be very upset, your honor.
And so your daughter is learning what it means to show love is to hit on people, and might makes right.
Your honor, that's
You're going to have to change your ways.
yes,
You
your
are
honor.
not to have any contact with Stephanie Ortiz. And anybody else you get into a relationship yet, don't let them meet your publicist. Let them meet you and tell them, hey, want to let you know I had this abusive acts in my background,
Yes, your honor.
because then they can make an informed decision about whether or not they want to date you. You understand?
Yes, your honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to
Just 6 years of probation honestly feels like a complete joke to me. I understand probation has its place, but for something as serious as beating your pregnant girlfriend, it barely feels like a real punishment. It's basically a slap on the wrist. And I truly think this guy should have been sent to prison for at least a year or two to actually force him to get his act together. Because hitting a woman is bad enough on its own, but putting your hands on a pregnant woman carrying your own child is just straight up evil. So what do you guys think? Is probation really enough here, or should he be facing actual time behind bars? Let's dive back in.
with Stephanie Ortiz. There's to be the BIPP course, parenting classes. That can be with rainbows. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived once he completes parenting classes. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive, your honor.
And what are you going to be positive for?
I mean, no, negative, your honor.
Negative? Okay. So you haven't used anything.
No,
I think Amazon drug tests, do
yes,
they
yes,
not?
yes, Amazon drugs, yes, ma'am.
All right, there's to be regular UAs. I'm going to want field visits one time every 3 months. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
You already did mention the regular.
Yes. All right, is there anything else you need from the
That honestly felt like a failure on the judge's part, in my opinion. And while I hope this guy doesn't go on to do something terrible again, I'm definitely not holding my breath. But now this next court hearing is on a completely different level, because we're talking about a 17-year-old who could be staring down as much as 99 years if he's found guilty. And yes, you heard that right, 99 years. With this kid charged with aggravated robbery at just 17 years old. And it really makes you think about what you were doing at that age, because it probably wasn't facing the possibility of spending your entire life in prison. So let's dive in and see how the judge handles this young defendant.
number? You're charged with the offense of aggravated robbery. That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is up to, anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments in each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge, but ask to waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just ask you to follow the plea bargain here.
All right. And the cause number ending in 2528, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 2529. Taking consideration 2023 CR 2621, 2527, 699, 185, and 184. There's to be restitution, if any, to Isaac Cervantes, Cameron Carroll, Kyle Sutherland, and Stephanie Lefevre, and also no contact with any of those parties. And then in cause number ending in 2529, court is finding you guilty, sentence you to 5 years.
Boom, just like that, it's 5 years and then another 5 years added on top. And now this guy is staring at a full 10 years for stealing instead of, getting a job like the rest of us and actually putting in honest work. And I get it, times are tough, but stealing is not the answer. He could have been grinding, maybe learning a trade or picking up a part-time job. So do you guys feel bad for this kid? Because, yeah, he's only 17 and still young, but does that really excuse what he did? And sure, he technically has his whole life ahead of him, but 10 years in prison for a crime like this is something a lot of people struggle to accept, even though I personally think he absolutely earned that sentence. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's get back into it to see how he reacts to the sentencing.
Taking consideration 2023 CR 2621, 2527, County Court cause number 699-185, 184, no contact, and restitution to the following: Isaac Cervantes, Cameron Carroll, Kyle Sutherland, and Stephanie Lefevre. I'm pronouncing that name all sorts of ways. I apologize to Stephanie. All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're off the record. How old are you?
17.
You're 17 and you're doing this foolishness. Things, if you want things, you got to get a job so you can have things. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
For a 17-year-old, you've chosen a hard road for yourself because you're going to prison, 17. And you're going to be in prison with a bunch of people who are there for murders and other things. When you go to prison, don't become institutionalized. You're 17, you still have a chance to make something out of yourself and do better in your life. So keep your head down and do your time and try to improve yourself. You can even take college classes while you're at the prison. And if you dropped out of school and don't have your high school diploma, you can get your high school diploma while you're there. So don't come out of prison having just wasted time, okay?
This kid is clearly a man of very few words because he just accepted the 10-year sentence and walked straight toward his cell without even flinching. And honestly, I don't know how I would react in that situation, though I probably wouldn't have committed the crime in the first place. But who am I to judge? So do you guys think 10 years is a fair sentence for what he did? Because personally, I think it's pretty reasonable since aggravated robbery is a serious offense. And even though Judge Boyd is usually known for giving people chances and showing leniency, this is not a small crime at all, especially when he was originally facing up to 99 years, which makes 10 years feel like a fair middle ground. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen anyone get probation for aggravated robbery anyway. So if I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments. But as far as I know, prison time is pretty much mandatory. So let me know what you think. Is 10 years too harsh or just right? I always enjoy reading your thoughts, and thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.